listening to another episode of Streamer Struggles with Galini and our special guest, Ser Valfias!
Hello.
Hey bud, how's it going?
So, do you want to mention the thing, or do you just want to act like it didn't happen?
Oh, well, I don't know what you mean. What?
Yeah,
if you listen to the podcast, this is like the second time we've done this. Mistakes were made. I pressed the start stream button instead of the record button. And I had very confused viewers that were like, what is going on? This isn't The Last of Us 2.
Dear. What are you talking about? I obviously live in a post-apocalyptic environment.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You know.
So, Ser Valfias, bud, what got you into streaming? What got you into the space? How did you discover Twitch as a platform? Tell me your story.
How did I discover Twitch as a platform? Do you want me to answer both of those questions, or do you want me to do one at a time?
Yeah, answer both. We'll go for it. We'll jump right in.
Okay. All right. So, trying to think of how best to start it now that we've got the second question involved as well. Long time ago, 7 years. It was 7 years ago. I was trying to do a YouTube thing. It was actually Splatoon 2 that got me to finally start doing content creation. Or not Splatoon 2, Splatoon 1. Mm-hmm. The first Splatoon, when it first released. So it might have been 6 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, tried to do that. Tried to do like some commentary on that. Didn't go anywhere. And so I tried various other things on my YouTube channel. I had like a Val tries where I would just try like the first 30 minutes of a game and give my thoughts on that. And, you know, some other things that probably don't deserve mentioning. But my channel went through like 5 different reincarnations, and I don't know if I just wasn't doing the good things for the algorithm or what, but my channel never went anywhere. I only had like 4 subscribers to that sucker. It was great. It was wonderful. So eventually I gave up on that. I let the dream die. And for a couple of years, like I just had this like vague longing to create content, to like put stuff out there. I've always liked video games. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now. I've always you know, really liked video games. I liked talking about video games. I like sharing in that, like in this culture, in this space. So, you know, when I stumbled across Twitch, I was like, you know, this would actually be kind of cool. And what got me, like, reason I heard about Twitch in the first place is there was a pair of YouTubers that I had been a fan of for years. They did a StarCraft thing called When Cheese Fails, mm-hmm. and the idea was that they would cast StarCraft games where one of the players was doing like a really cheap or really cheesy tactic, and it would either blow up in their face or the other player would counter it and win the game. It was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen on YouTube. It was great. And after the StarCraft scene died and their numbers on YouTube just started to plummet, they started to do their own independent things on Twitch, and obviously they advertised that on the YouTube channel. Uh-huh. So I just followed them to Twitch. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is live. What the fuck is this? What's going on here? There's a chat. What is that? You know, I was losing my mind. It was great. And I immediately fell in love with it. I was like, you know, this is fantastic. You get immediate reactions from people. Mm-hmm. You can have this like a two-way dialogue going with your viewers. This is great. And immediately, like in a small corner in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I could really do this. I could really have fun with this. But you know, I didn't have any serious intentions to start streaming because, you know, everyone I watched, you know, those two were already getting like hundreds of viewers, and then a lot of the other streamers that I found were getting like, you know, thousands of viewers. When you get to like, you know, the big time league, you know, people like Dr. Disrespect that can like get north of 100,000 on a good day.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, you know, it looks really cool when you got people in your chat, when you got people really enjoying your content. But if I were to start out, it would just be me all by myself all day, every day. So I was just like, no, I'm not about that life. So
that's the interesting thing with Twitch and YouTube, that you kind of got to start from nothing. The ground in the dirt, and you're there for years,
and that's like the hardest space to be in too, because you get no feedback, you get no interaction, so you don't know if you're doing things right. And like for me in particular, like I'm at my best when I have people in my chat to interact with.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's the same for everyone, but
like
playing in an empty room, or else you're just playing video games at that point, aren't you? By yourself.
Yeah, but so it's like, you know, just the idea of that was incredibly depressing. So I didn't. Can't believe you've done this.
Every opportunity.
Every opportunity. Yeah, so it's like, you know, the idea of that was really depressing. So I just had no intention to ever really stream until one day. It was one fateful day. There was a crossover event between Final Fantasy 15 and one of the Assassin's Creed games.
Right.
It was like a limited time thing too. So I was trying to get on that. I was trying to get it to work. Could not get it to work for some reason. I still don't entirely understand why. I think it was just an issue at launch. You know how that stuff goes. So I went to the Final Fantasy 15 section of Twitch to, like, you know, hop into a streamer's chat, watching for a little bit, and to see, you know, if they were nice, I would like ask, like, hey, how'd you get this to work? And at the time, Kameriki had the largest viewer count in that section. There was a total of like 5 people watching her. And so I just hopped into her chat, and I was like, hi. And then I asked her, you know, hey, how did you get this to work? I'm not finding it in the PlayStation 4, in the PlayStation Store. It's not loading up correctly for me. Well, what did you do? And bless her soul, she went above and beyond trying to help me get that thing to work.
Oh, that's sweet. I love it when when streamers want to help you out as well, man.
Yeah, like that was really cool. And I couldn't get it to work for like another like 3 or 4 hours. So, but during those 3 to 4 hours, you know, I was like, man, I'm gonna stick around here. She seems kind of cool. She's nice, you know, and she doesn't have 50,000 viewers, so I can actually talk to this person.
I can actually have a conversation with this person. Yeah. You're not wrong. When streamers really blow up, I mean, you look at their chats, and they're just wheeling. I mean, it's impossible to follow that. So
yeah, I think
it kind of goes in reverse. Like, the bigger you get, the more alone you are, in the sense that
it's like the less personal it becomes. Yeah.
More further removed, I guess. Because the chat is just going so fast, you can't really interact with anyone.
I mean, God, you tune into a stream of, like, you know, Shroud or Dr. Disrespect, and it's just like, it's like you can barely like see the word, it's gone.
It's there and it's gone. It's there, it's gone.
Yeah, like the spammed emotes are there for like half a second, and then they're gone.
And then they're gone.
But it's like the thing of it is, it's like, you know, I was hanging out in her chat, and she was putting on a pretty good show. I mean, I didn't learn this until later, but she had only recently started streaming as well. So like there was kind of that quality to the stream, but it's like she was entertaining, she was funny. And I was just like, it was actually kind of inspiring, because like here was this person with 5 viewers doing this. And it's like, if she could do this with 5 viewers, maybe I can too. Maybe I can like do the thing. But I still didn't start streaming for like 3 months, because before I start doing a thing, like I kind of have to like plan it out in my brain. I have to like figure out how I'm going to approach it.
Yeah.
And so I spent more time doing that than I probably should have. If there's one thing I've learned since I've started streaming, it's to just freaking start. Just do it and figure out the details later. So exactly.
Yeah.
Your freaking soundboard. I'm gonna have to like figure out how to do that for myself.
Oh, it's a fun time. Like, but you're right. You're 100% right. I think it's important to understand what you're doing as well, and to plan things out. But ultimately, at the end of the day, to be a streamer on Twitch, the entry level is relatively easy. all you need is a computer or a console, maybe a camera and a headset and a personality. That's it.
Oh dang, a personality.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
let me write that down.
But you've got all those things. You're so freaking funny. My God. Right.
Yeah.
Um,
If you say so.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, like it's like the idea I originally had for how my channel was gonna be, it's ended up being completely different.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What was
so
your
it's like-
original idea?
Okay, so I don't know if you've ever tuned in to any of Dime Package's streams. He's part of the like streamer community that I've managed to bumble my way into.
I've been to one of his streams. He didn't have his camera on the stream.
Well,
that I was in.
he's not a camera guy. He's
not a
just he just wants to be a voice in the ether, I think.
Oh, okay.
But his style of streaming is much more analytical. Like he does a really good job of like breaking down some of the games he's playing as he's playing them.
Mm-hmm.
And my original idea for streaming was something closer to that. Not exactly the way he does his thing, but it was, you know, in the ballpark. And I tried that for a bit, and I just couldn't think of the like good things to say. And people seemed to really enjoy my streams best, and I was just like reacting to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've decided to just react to stuff, and that's been the secret of my success.
Yeah, man. Well, there's plenty of big streamers that react to stuff and are entertaining and funny, and that's I mean, a big one for me that inspired me is Professor Broman. Have you seen Professor Broman?
I have not.
So he's part of the Destiny community. He's a Destiny streamer. He's done other stuff as well, but his reactions are hilarious, and he's just funny. He's a funny guy. So yeah, I think it's a great way to go. I think it matches your personality really well.
Yeah, I fought it for a bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, if something works, you just got to embrace it. Mm-hmm. And so I went full ham into that, and now, like, I don't want to say like I fake any of my reactions, because, you know, I try to keep things genuine, but I'm a bit more muted in real life.
Yeah.
So I guess you could describe it as like this is a somewhat heightened version of myself whenever I'm streaming. And so like my reactions are real, they just may be dialed up a little bit for entertainment's sake.
Yeah. Well, it's just an energy you have to bring to it. I mean, ultimately, streaming is performing to a certain extent, particularly if you're doing a stream that's entertaining. You know, it's a place where you're yourself, but it's gonna be heightened because you're entertaining people. Right?
I think describing it as a performance is like the best word for it, because I mean you are putting on a show, you are trying to entertain people. In my case, like I have it in my mind, I'm trying to distract people from all the crazy shit that's going on right now, you know. like we do kind of need an escape from that, so I try not to mention current events in my stream or anything like that. But I guess it's like, we need to like tune out of that a little bit to like keep our sanity. And if I help someone keep their sanity even a little bit, you know, I kind of consider that as a success.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What has
110%
in your time streaming? So how long did it take for you to get affiliate from the time that you decided you were going to start streaming to finding your community on Twitch? How long did it take for you to get affiliate?
You kind of cut out for me a little bit there. Can you repeat some of that? So
how long did it take for you to get affiliate? Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, you're back.
Oh, okay. So
sorry.
How long did it take you roughly from starting to stream regularly to getting affiliate? Like, how long did that process take?
Okay, so I started streaming. I streamed for like 8 or 9 months, and then at the time I kind of had it in my mind that I wanted to do something else. There was a project in the back of my mind. So I announced the end of my streaming career, and I didn't stream for 6 months. So if you don't count that time, after I started after I restarted my streaming career, it was about a year.
A year until you got affiliate. Wow.
Maybe a little less. It might have been like 10 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it took me a while.
Damn. Cool. Okay. What have you found really challenging in your time as a streamer doing streams? What have you found the most challenging?
Thinking up an answer to this question. No.
It's quite challenging, I understand.
Probably maintaining a certain energy level, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, we all have our off days, and sometimes it's like yesterday's stream is actually a pretty good example. It was a really off day for me. It's like I was really excited to unlock a thing, and the game I was playing, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah, the one with the painting that can kill you one shot.
That's the 8-bit one. I was playing the full color version of that one. It's a little different. Yeah, it's two separate games, but they like have similar names. It gets confusing.
Oh, okay.
But I did it. I unlocked the thing, but the thing kind of proved to be disappointing, and I couldn't hide that I was disappointed. I tried to hide that I was disappointed with this thing, but I couldn't. And I think people could just tell I wasn't really having fun, and my viewership just dropped to 0.
Yeah, I think
and it's
tough in that situation. I would embrace it though, dude. I'd embrace it. Like when I was playing Last of Us 2 and I was stuck at a part, and I was just really frustrated with the game. I was frustrated with things that happen. You got to lean into those moments.
Yeah,
you got to lean into those moments, bud.
Being stuck, being frustrated, like that's a bit different. Like I can play off of that better than just like sheer disappointment.
Crushing disappointment.
It's just like, oh, it's just this instead of the thing I thought it was. But like, I mean, that was the context where I was just didn't have that energy. Like sometimes I try to stream and I'm just freaking tired. Like work is hard. And I try to stream after work, and especially toward the end of the week, I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
And trying to like maintain that kind of like hype that people seem to really like on my channel can be challenging at times.
Yeah.
Beyond that, just like trying to like keep things going, even when I have several streams in a row where I only have like 2 viewers. 1 viewer.
See.
Oh, hey, we got 3 viewers. Oh, it's back down to 2.
Yeah. See, what I do, I mean, that I found really helpful, because I used to have the viewer count when I started, when I started streaming, and it would really affect my mood if that number went down or up. Or I'd have to start gaming myself. Like if it went up, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what if you just did? You got to do that more. Or if it went down, I'd be like, oh, what did I do? Why did they leave? And actually, it is something that you cannot control. It is completely out of your control. Viewer count. Get that. So I just I block it. I have tape. The tape's over the thing. I have tape on my screen, bud, so I can't see the view count.
So you have physical tape.
I have physical. I'll pull it off right now. I'll pull it off. It's like electrical tape. It's black. There's the tape, right? I have physical tape over my. Now you have to watch the podcast. I have physical tape over the view count, and it transcends to another level once I did that, because suddenly it's not about how many viewers that I have watching me. It's about just doing a good show. I'm not affected by whether or not that goes down. I'm affected by, is it a good show? And then you're in competition with yourself, and you're not in competition with anyone else. So mull over that. I like to just not see it, because it messes me up.
I think on the whole, lack of chatters can affect me more than lack of viewers. But I don't know, like there's just this like part of me that just likes to have a general idea of how many people are watching at a time. But I guess I could just look at analytics after the stream.
Yeah, that's what I do. Sorry. Go. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I was just it's like, instead of trying to keep up with it live as it's happening, just look at the ugly little graph that Twitch generates for you.
Yeah, like totally. After every stream, I look at the analytics afterwards and I think, oh, okay, we had a peak here. What was happening here? Then I look at the video and I look at what was going on. I was like, oh, okay, all right, we'll do some more of that. And it's helpful then. It's for me anyway. I mean, everyone's different, but for me, it's not helpful while I'm streaming because suddenly it becomes about viewers and not about what's really important to me. And what you said earlier about what was important to you is interacting with people and communicating with people, sharing something that you love, a game. So, I mean,
like I don't know how it is for most streamers, but for me, that's like the primary thing.
Yeah.
Is that interaction with people that love what you love. It's like so some of my like favorite streaming moments are when I'm freaking geeking out about Metal Gear with one of my viewers, and he's as much of a hardcore Kojima fan as I am, and just like it's fucking great. We're like sharing memes and like gushing over this part of it. It's stuff like that is what I really enjoy about streaming.
So the games you play, they're like, is there like a set genre? Because I know like a lot of them are kind of classic games, quite old games, or in the style of like that kind of 16-bit, 8-bit sort of thing. So yeah, what would you class as your game genre? What games do you like to play?
I am a variety streamer through and through. I've been focused on Metroidvanias here lately. That's why I started playing the Bloodstained games. I was just itching to play that style of game again, and I've been kind of focusing on lighter games that aren't as resource intensive on the computer system, because I've actually run into some issues lately with my PC where if I'm streaming, a AAA game, if I'm playing a AAA game and streaming at the same time, my computer can just crash.
Oh, okay.
Just full stop. Yeah,
Ouch.
I'm trying to save up for at least a half decent laptop to like offload part of that onto another machine so I can start playing bigger games again. But yeah, I'm just a variety streamer. It's like right now I'm playing some Bloodstained. I'm really, really tempted to like explore the old Mega Man games here soon. Yeah. I've never played them.
You've never played Mega Man? Oh,
okay.
Dude.
The only Mega Mans I have ever played are Mega Man Legends.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in for a treat then. I haven't played any Mega Man games, but I used to listen to a podcast where one of the broadcasters on that was an avid Mega Man fan, and we just chat about it all the time. And I was like, man, Mega Man sounds really hard. It's really hard, but it looks really fun. And I realize this isn't a fully accurate take on the games at all, but I've watched a couple of speedruns of it, and at least when the speedrunners are doing their thing, it looks freaking fantastic. Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been curious about it for a while, and I do own all of the collections that Capcom have released on Steam.
Oh, brilliant.
So I think that's pretty much like 90% of the franchise is now available on Steam at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up what I'm doing with Bloodstained, and then I'm gonna try to like not lose my mind while playing some Mega Man. It's gonna be great.
Pull your hair out. I can't get past this bit.
But no, I am a variety streamer. I've streamed Final Fantasy XIV for several months. I've done the first 2 Witcher games. I've done Gwent.
Gwent rivalry.
I still have to seek my redemption arc and beat you at some point.
It's not going to happen.
Probably. You're right. It's probably not going to happen because it's like you have that. You have that strat, like you got a sensei and you went into like a dojo on your stream and you got coached and you have this like overpowered monster deck. I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I can boost stuff. It's fun. Like that's me.
Yeah. I'm vengeful, bud. I'll win. Eventually, I'll win.
Eventually. I think my favorite part of our little Gwent saga is the fact that you actually got a freaking coach. And you were
I'm
coached
serious.
live on stream.
I told you, dude. I'm a person of action. I'm like, I must defeat Valfias. I must defeat him. I must win. I will do everything I need within my power to beat him in a game of Gwent.
Then you made a video about like the whole epic struggle. I can't believe you've done this.
Also, if you listen to the podcast, if you go to my YouTube channel, Gleany, if you type that into YouTube, you can see our battles on YouTube. Sorry, it's a self-plug. Shameless plugs.
Yeah, like. Okay, so if y'all are gonna do that, I'm gonna encourage you to just watch the first part of the video where I won, and then just stop there.
Yeah, no,
there's no reason to see anything else. There's no reason to see anything else.
You need to watch the whole thing, all the way to the end, to his bit of defeat. His bit of defeat. You need to watch the whole thing. Also, in editing that, Ser Valfias, I worked out that one of the games, because I wasn't watching a stream because I didn't want to stream snipe you and see your cards and stuff. One of them, you just let me win, and I was just, it made me even more mad. It made me even more mad. I was like, I must destroy him. I must destroy him. He must die. I must beat him and be victorious. I was just like, man, I felt really good about that win, and he just let me win. He had all those cards with all those points that he didn't play. I was just like, son of a bitch.
And it's like now that I'm thinking about it, there was like a sick combo in there, so it would have been worth like twice the points that you saw.
I know. I was just like, you know what? He must be defeated. He must be taken down. The humiliation.
Yeah, and then you had to defeat me live while I was streaming just to add salt to the wound.
Yep, they will rub that salt in, rub it in good. Didn't we have a rematch as well? I beat you again after. That was a rematch.
Yeah, probably.
It's not in the video though. I'm not that bad. I'm not that person.
I don't know. It's like you kept winning and you kept winning, and you're like again and again and again. Like I was half expecting at the end of that to just see me losing like 3 times.
No, I had to show you my whole story. It was a very long video though. It's the longest video I've ever done. And that was after editing it down significantly. I was like, wow, this is a long video.
I mean, every Gwent game is what, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes long?
Yeah.
So it's like even with you just putting the 3rd round in, like that's still like almost 10 minutes.
Yeah. It got towards the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do the point where I win and I celebrate. But we had to show the game for the last one of me beating you, even if it was the 3rd round. We had to show all of that round.
Nah, I get you.
Yeah, it was a must-have. So, other than our little tete-a-tete, do you have any funny streams or funny memories of streaming?
Several. Not to go on too long about it, so I'm going to try to pick one. I mean, obviously, I try to lean into comedy anyway. Mm-hmm. So I've got several moments here. Oh, this wasn't really funny to me in the traditional sense, but my reaction was apparently a joy to watch. And like, if this doesn't like give you an idea of how much some of my viewers love me, I don't know what will. So I was streaming Metal Gear Solid, right? I was streaming the VR missions. I was having a hard time because it was like a really late stage mission, and those get hard. Mm-hmm. And just all of my viewers, just all of a sudden, were just like, "Wow, wow, wow!" They were all just saying my name over and over. And I said something along the lines of like, "Guys, you keep saying my name, but you're not saying anything after, and that leaves me really confused. What's going on? Explain it to me." And to make a long story short, they had gotten a video of David Hayter speaking directly to me about my Metal Gear Solid streams and him wishing me well in my endeavor of streaming the entire series.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't deal with that for a moment. You
I
know?
wouldn't be able to deal with that. Oh my gosh, Val.
Yeah. I made a highlight of it because Kameriki asked me to, so that she could send like a reaction video to David Hayter so he could see it. But just like that's probably the biggest standout moment for me as far as my streaming career. Like that shit was bananas. And like at first I didn't even realize what it was, because there's like a meme of David Hayter talking about being dummy thick. And like when the video first started, I thought it was that, and then I heard my name.
You're just like, oh, wait, what?
I was just like, wait, what? Yeah, exactly. And it's like I had to like rewind the video just to make sure I actually heard that shit. But yeah, it's like a 10-minute highlight. It could have been longer. Like I was reeling from that for like an hour.
I would be too, man. That's like
I couldn't get over that shit.
And your community made that happen?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it was
crazy.
like Kameriki and Dime Package were like the masterminds behind the operation, but apparently like a few others were involved in that. I'm not entirely sure what the full story for that is. I might just like sit one of them down one day and be like, "Hey, who all was involved with this? Give me the full story." Because like, yeah, that shit was wild.
Wow, that's blown my mind. That's an incredible story, Val. Wow.
Yeah.
So Val, what are your goals for the future? Where do you see yourself with streaming?
With streaming?
What are your goals for the future, other than, stay alive? But, after we reach that point, what are your goals for the future? Next
Stay
steps?
alive. Hold on, I need to write that down here. Let me just... Well, the thing of it is like, I mean, we all have hopes of doing this full time, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the ultimate dream, is just to, like, sit here and hang out with people and play cool games and just be entertaining and make at least enough to live off of. That's not really so much a goal, it's like a dream. As far as goals go, just keep streaming, grow the channel a little bit. I don't want to be famous, like beyond just not being able to follow the chat. There's a lot of like crazy BS that famous people have to deal with that I just don't want in my life. Like, my God, like just a couple of the stories I've heard of, like crap that Dr. Disrespect has had to deal with, as far as like people doxing him and shit like that. Like, I just don't want to ever have to deal with that. But I don't know. It's like eventually, in my mind, I want to have like themed years for my channel. It's like this year I'm focusing on this, then next year it would be something completely different. Because I have the attention span of a goldfish. I can't have one main game and I stream that 90% of the time. I would lose my mind. I'm not built that way. Like, I tried to do that with Final Fantasy XIV, and that kind of worked for a while, but eventually I was just like, man, I really want to play this, and oh, that looks really neat. But variety streamers have a much harder time of growing than streamers who have like a dedicated thing.
Yeah, although I think it's changing as well, because a lot of big streamers have kind of moved towards variety, because it's not putting all your eggs in one basket as well. If the game tanks, like for example, Destiny, my game that I play a lot of, it was my main game for a bit. When that tanked, like a lot of those streamers that all they did was Destiny started becoming variety streamers. Like, I think it's wise to be a variety streamer in this climate, because you put all your eggs in one basket on a game, then it doesn't pan out.
The advice I've heard from streamers who have gotten into what most people call the mid-tier streamers, who have like 50 to 100 to 200 viewers on average, the advice I've heard from some of them is that when you're starting out, it's better to focus on a single game. But once you have that established audience, once you have people that keep coming back for you, to then kind of branch out to kind of like transition to becoming a variety streamer.
Yeah,
because
I think
that's better for longevity.
Yeah, I think if you've got a community around you that support you and that dig you, then it doesn't really matter what you play.
Yeah, but the trick is getting people to stick around first. And I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, I know.
Yeah.
But it's just everything I've seen is it's easier to get people to stick around long enough to like start coming for you instead of just the game if you're sticking with a single game or at least a series.
Yeah.
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 So
when I started out, I was just playing Destiny. Destiny. That was my game. But yeah, after Destiny kind of tanked, I played lots of other games and I've had a really good time with it. And now I feel like I've got like communities in each thing, and I think we've got to a place now where they just buy into you and it doesn't really matter what you're playing. But yeah, I've got a few games on the
that's like the hardest hurdle, right? Is to like get a dedicated group of people tuning in just for you. Because I mean, it's like, you know, at least from my experience of jumping from game to game the way I do, it's like, yeah, you know, I'll have a few people come in and they really enjoy my content, but as soon as I stop playing Breath of the Wild, I never see them again.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's like, man, they just went to another Breath of the Wild streamer. This is the worst.
The worst. Come back, I love you. We had such a good time together.
Yeah, but it's especially since I gravitate towards single player experiences. It's like I can't stick to like a single thing forever. If I could just find that one multiplayer game, you know, like for you it seems to be Destiny. For a lot of other people, it's like an MMO. For me, for like a month, it was Tetris 99. Like if I could just find that one multiplayer game that I could stick with through the long haul. Like I feel like I'd be set. Yeah, like
or
at least moderately.
I find single player games really difficult to stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, like well, my experience with The Last of Us, it's you know, you're kind of playing the game and you interact with chat. You play the game a bit more and you interact with chat, but it's not the same. You don't have a team with you or buds or people on your Discord, or you know, you can't invite viewers to play with you. It's you're just out there playing the content, and then the content's over, and then you're like, oh, okay, all right, guys, see you later.
Well, it's time to go. Time to go to the next thing.
Next thing, bye. See you later.
So I don't know. We do have two different styles of how we approach streaming, and like, you know, my biggest thing is reacting to what's going on, and some single player games just have these incredible moments, and me reacting to that seems to be where the strength of my content lies. Like I had my best viewer engagement when I was streaming Death Stranding. The channel didn't really grow while I was streaming Death Stranding. I didn't really get a lot of new people in, but it was probably the most engaged my existing audience has been on my channel.
Fantastic.
And part of that, I think, was just how freaking fantastic the game is. But part of it was how I was reacting to it, how I was digesting all the crazy batshit insane stuff that was going on in that game. And I don't know, like, that just seems to be where my bread and butter is.
Awesome, bud. Right, do you want to shout out your channel and all the things?
All the things. Oh man, are we done already?
Yeah, man, we did the things.
How are we doing? Like 10 minutes?
Oh, it's longer than 10 minutes. We're like at 39 minutes, bud.
What?
Yeah, man.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, you know, I was worried that I was going to be like struggling to find things to say. This has gone swimmingly.
Yeah.
All right, so Yeah. It's time to wrap it up. I'm sorry. Guys, I am Ser Valfias. You can find me at twitch.tv/Ser Valfias. That's SerValfias because I spell things weird. I'm not really as active on Twitter as I used to be, but you can find me at Ser Valfias. I'm going to try to get back on Twitter more because that just seems to be the happening place. I don't have anything else to shout out because I'm not big on the socials.
What about your YouTube channel? Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. I mostly use the YouTube channel for announcements now, and I kind of just link directly to the announcements with my brand new fancy _announce command.
Ooh, check you out. I need
Yeah,
one of those.
I know. Bruh. Let me tell you, I'm a pro. I'm a pro at making an announcement commands. It is. If you need any tips, I'm your dude. I'm your dude.
I'm getting those tips for sure.
Yeah.
Right, bud. Thank you so much for coming on Streamer Struggles.
That's no problem at all. It was great to be here.
Yeah, I had a great time. Right, catch you later, bud.
All right. Bye.